Traders, there is one market that I see that I believe is on the set for a rocket ship to the upside. I'm going to share that with you, but also just the general market update across all the different markets. Mining stocks, silver and gold, just going to give you some short-term technical analysis, the support, resistance, the patterns, and all that sort of stuff. And of course, I want to add a bit of Johnny flavor to help you guys out when continuing your journey as a trader. Let's get straight into it, okay? Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders. So make sure you go back, see that training on the screen there right there, guys. I'm actually teaching you my trading system there. Also on that training there, I also teach you what I had to do to go from going in debt to actually start making money in the first place. If you're on the verge where you're actually just struggling right now and you're not even actually making any money right now in the markets, then the secret number one in that training, I'm going to teach you exactly what do I have to start to do to start to get it more on the professional side to actually even start to make some money and then go from there. So let's actually get straight into today. Let's actually start off with the good old indices. So let's start off with the good old S&P 500. And the S&P 500 has had an incredible bounce from here, okay? And if you followed me now for the last few months, one of the really big things I hope you can see, right, that there's a lot of things out there that's noise, that's not really going to help you make good trading decisions in the markets, right? So one of those things is if one of the big lessons I think for a lot of people with this big drop here and this big boom through here, and the really big thing, the really big key here, guys, is there's so many lessons you can learn from here. That's if your goal is to become like a professional in these markets, like really a professional trader, then there's so many lessons you can learn from here from this bounce. And one of those big lessons is don't look at the headlines, the news, and even YouTube to try to get a sense on what is going on with these markets, right? That is, do you hear what I just said? Not even me, right? Not even me. What you want to do is you want to just simply just understand these markets on a much deeper level. And it's actually not as complicated as we think there, right? Again, that's the reason why I'm utilizing really one, maybe two simple charting techniques allowed me to call this bounce in the markets. But with that being said, we did get a really big real big strong bounce. This is the daily chart to the right, weekly chart to the left. I definitely wouldn't want to be short in this market, right? Because very just a very strong bounce, and it's so amazing, you know, to see this massive strong bounce happening through here, you know. And I didn't actually expect it to be this strong out of these markets here, but definitely got a very strong movement to the upside. Now, what can happen is just remember how these markets work, right? Just on a much more deeper level, how do these markets work? They flow, right? They go through the oceans. So just understand all the oceans, right? Right? Just understand where we are. It's on a simple foundation for you guys of any market you're looking at. This is really, keep this as a foundation of how these markets operate. When they go for a move up for a while, there's inevitably going to be either a drop and then a continuation, or there's going to be a movement for a while and then there's going to be like a bit of a sideways movement like that there, right? You see that through there? So you're never going to get what? You're never going to get these up periods and then resting periods and up periods and drop periods and up periods and drop periods and up periods and drop periods and up periods. Like, you see that's how the market flows, right? So if you can understand that on any market you're looking at, and it doesn't matter. And by the way, guys, a chart is a chart, right? So if I'm looking at, this is the S&P 500 futures here, okay? If I'm looking at this from a daily charts, the same analysis of what I just said there, if you can just understand that concept there, I guarantee you, a lot of you guys right now, if you're getting into trades that's losing trades, or trades that may not have that extra oomph behind it, I promise you one thing, you're getting in after the market has already made a good move. See, once again, the foundations of market flow structure, if that's the proper terminology there, is what we go through these flows, right? Goes up. And we know this, right? We know this is an upward trend. Unfortunately, when you're sucked into the charts, right? When you're sucked right into the charts, you don't realize it, but you're waiting for the market to go up through here, and then suddenly you start to go long here, here, and here, and it may go up a little bit, and then it just drops on you, and you're like, oh man, the market's manipulated. So as you can see, right, whenever you're looking at the market, understand the market as a big whole picture, right? And unfortunately, the reason why most people can't see this here, because if they zoom their charts right in, they're zooming it right into maybe a couple of months, maybe not even a couple of months, maybe just like on a short-term level basis here, like maybe even like through there, right? They're zooming it, and I've seen some people like zoom their charts right into here like this here. One thing you want to be just careful of, guys, is that whenever you're approaching the market, just understand where we are, right? Big moves, if you want to capitalize on a really big move in the markets, okay? Like a really big move in the markets, that comes off the back of getting in after one of those turning points as the flow happens, right? Ups and downs and ups and downs, right? So if I go back to gold, I'll show you an example here. So as you can see here, look at this here. So as the market went up, it went down, it went up, and then we started going sideways through here, didn't we? See this breakaway bar? If you've been following me now for the entire year, you would know that I called this gold move to the upside, right? I didn't just call it, I traded it, right? It was one of my most successful trades to this day. It had an incredible growth to this year, right? But why did this have such a big move? Now, I want you to understand the concepts, right? The concepts of a trade that's likely to have a big move and you can hold on to it for a month or two, right? If you're trading the daily charts, that is. A lot of you guys are trading 5-minute charts. Well, something that's likely to have a bit more legs behind it compared to something that's likely to maybe have just a small move and then fall really quickly. What is that? You're coming off the back of, see this here, right? What is this? You're just flowing up, flowing down, and you're getting in after the market's had all this nice, good sideways period. That's what's called the refueling phase, and then we go. Unfortunately, people watch gold go up through here. They may have taken gold through here. They get freaked out. Then gold goes back up through here, and now they're trying to get back into gold because they think gold's gone to 3,000, and then gold does that on them. As you can see, right, if you look at this here from an actual structure point of view, up, down, and as it starts to move, this is to get in here. But when it starts to do this, notice how this move has already happened. So if you're trying to get in gold up here, guess what's likely to come? Up, over or down, up. Now, guess what's happening? So if you're trying to get in gold as it's already started to make a move, you can see that through there. So one of the most powerful things that I've learned around these markets is that understanding where we are in the market, okay? Which simply just means where are we in the overall phases of things, right? And what that simply means is, once again, just trend analysis, okay? And I always like to use the weekly charts for this. So if I go back to the ES, like right now, and I go back to, and I'm now going to blow up this chart here. This is the ES futures chart, but looking at the weekly chart. And I always like to use this to tell me where are we in those cycle of swings. Because it's going to tell me, one, whether I'm getting in at a good turning point and we're likely to have a big move so I could capitalize on a really big move, or whether it's likely to be a short-term move, right? So for me, I always like to use the multiple time frames for you guys, okay? So multiple time frames for me is the most important. And the reason why, because if I'm trading the daily charts, which I do, I like to get in on the daily charts, right? And then I like to utilize the daily charts as entries, but I want to understand where are we in the weekly chart perspective. Why? Because once again, this drop through here, as you can see, why did this drop happen? Because we already made such an incredible move for a few months to the upside that we're just doing what? Up and then back down again, right? And there. You see how this is just what the market does, right? It just does do this. So this is the weekly chart here. So as this daily chart was coming down through here, everyone was getting so emotional about it. But if you just understand the market on a deeper level, you're like, okay, simple trend analysis says that we've gone up for a while. We're probably going to get a bit of a pullback soon. We don't know when. And then it happens and people are freaking out. And now it's just continuing the trend. You see that through there? So one thing I've learned about being good at trading, right, and successful at trading is what? It's just trying to remove the noise of what these markets are doing. Okay, so try to utilize that in a foundation of, if you're getting into trades and it might be moving a little bit, but then stopping you out really quickly, I promise you one thing, you're getting in after the market has already made a really big move, right? So as the S&P 500 was going up and up and up, and then like, oh, it's going to go up, it's going to keep going, it's going to keep going, right? You're getting in at the wrong time, right? So once again, there's that gold trade through there. There's a trade that I'm in right now that I'll show you this here actually. So there's a trade that I'm actually personally in right now, and me and my private clients are in, or I'm in right now when it comes to my actual personal trading. And it's off the back of what? The same concept, right? So this is one of the trades I'm in actually speaking right now as I speak, right? I'm actually letting my profits run. This has the makings of having a really big move. So therefore I'm letting my profits run. I'm moving my sort of my stop up as well to lock in profit to let this thing go. Why is this? Why did this particular stock here have such a really big move out of the gates and not just go up a little bit and fail? Why? Simple concepts, right? Look at this here. Look at all of this here. All that sideways movement. Now, what was that sideways movement on the weekly charts? It was just what? See this concept here, right? It was up, it was down, it was up, and then it was sideways. So we spent a lot of time going sideways, and now this breakout here was the start of the next really big move to the upside. You see that through there, right? This is the reason why this is one of the trades I'm in right now as I speak. Because I'm utilizing what? I'm utilizing how markets work, and I'm getting in right at the next move. It's actually not that complicated. Where unfortunately, a lot of people might be seeing Ferrari now, race, and might be seeing this like, oh, I'm going to get in now. This may be the top right now, and it starts to fail, and then I get out with a nice profit still, and you're getting out now with a loss. You see what I'm saying there, right? So you want to get in right before, as the market's starting to move, but after it's just done these up, down, up, 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 wrong time to enter, pullback, right time to enter, up, 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 sideways, up, right time to enter, wrong time to enter, because you don't know, within the next week or two, we're going to start to roll over, especially if you're looking for trades that's likely to have a really good move. Makes sense? So this is something that I'm in right now. I do all my trading every day. And I'm helping my clients with that as well too. If you'd like to join that group every day, guys, it's only a real small group, then there should be a link in the description. Click on that, go fill out the application form, and I'll be able to personally call you to see if you're a good fit. But traders, this is what I'm always looking for myself, right? I'm scouring the markets, the entire markets, the Dow Jones, S&P, Nasdaq, all these. I'm scouring these markets to find these really good opportunities. Again, I do this every day with my small group of clients every single day. Again, if you're interested in getting into access to that, then there's that link in the description there. But for me personally, guys, I'm not a lover of any markets, right? I'm a lover of this market. So I really wanted to start off this video for you to really give you some good foundation of, if you're finding it hard to understand these markets, one, understand how these markets actually flow in the first place. Forget headlines, forget your feelings, forget YouTube. Look at just way markets actually operate, which is what I talked about here. They go through these trend analysis phases, and after a period of, and if we're an upward trend, after a period of it going up for a while, I promise you're getting in late, and then the market starts to turn, and you're like, oh, the market's manipulated, the market went against me, I went and got it the wrong time. And you just don't understand that, okay? So this is the same thing for, like, if I go back to the S&P 500, this is the same thing for if you're looking at, say, a 5-minute chart, right? This is a 5-minute chart as well too. Now, trading the 5-minute chart can be a lot more volatile, and if you're trading a 5-minute chart or even a 2-minute chart, right, you really need to be alert and much, much, much quicker. There's a lot more movement. Oh, it's actually, the futures just opened up just recently. How good's that? So there's a lot more movement in the actual smaller time frame charts, and you need to have a lot more discipline and patience when trading the smaller time frame charts. If you're trading these charts here like this and sit in front of the screen, it requires so much more patience. It's so much more difficult. I'm telling you right now, it is so much more difficult for you to make a good yearly income trading a 5-minute chart and sitting in front of the screen 4 hours a day compared to what I do, which is I look at the daily charts and maybe spend an hour per day scanning, researching, monitoring my trades, looking for opportunities. An hour per day, right? It's actually generally down to half an hour per day, but that's all I do. Why? Because all I'm looking for is I'm not looking for a lot of short-term swings. No, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? I'm looking for what? I'm looking for a trade like I'm in right now, where I can get in, I can get in on the breakout, and I can capitalize on a big move. And this has been the course of now for what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a week and a half of now actually trading, and it's been just straight up. This is the type of thing that I'm actually looking for. I'm not looking for I'm not looking to sit in front of the screen 4 or 5 hours a day trying to take short-term trades. My ideal situation, which doesn't always happen, and I do have my losses, my ideal situation is all about getting in, scanning the market for half an hour, an hour per day, finding opportunities like this, getting in, and then riding this breakout and this big move to the upside and being in it for a week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? And capitalizing on a really big move while only spending an hour per day trading. You see what I'm saying through there? So if you are trading the 5-minute charts, right? If you are trading the 5-minute charts through here, 5 minute and let's go back to ES here, right? If you are trading these shorter term time frame charts, guys, I promise you, even the 1 minute charts, it is so much more volatile. There's so many more swings, and you really need to be able to capitalize on that. All I do say, guys, is if you are trading this has turned into like a bit of a masterclass for you guys today, right? I'm trying to share with you a lot of gold nuggets of things that have really helped me over the last 20 years of trading these markets. I'm trying to share with you some things that you may not be getting, right? If you are trading a 1 minute or a 2 minute charts, all I do say is this: look at the 5 minute chart. And if we are, and what you want to do is you want to understand that trend analysis phases of where we're at from a 5 minute perspective, right? Which means, like, if we're starting to do this here, right? If we start to go up for a while, if we're doing this on the 5 minute chart through here, and you're looking for a trade here on the 1 or 2 minute chart, just understand where we are in the 5 minute chart, right? The big picture. The big picture simply says what? Up, down. Remember I said before about the weekly chart for me. So once again, if I go back to my race trade, why did I get into race myself? I got into race myself. And again, it's not a trade right now. I'm not recommending it right now. I'm not recommending it at all, right? This could be the top. I got in down here on the breakout, and I'm capitalizing on a really big breakout. But why has this been such a big move? Understanding what? That weekly chart. The weekly chart says we're already going for a big pullback, and now we're getting ready for that next leg up. Which is simply what? Which is just simply up, pullback, up, sideways, up. And here is the point we want to be looking. So we want to wait for the pullback and get in here and then ride the next move. Wait for the pullback, get in here, ride the next move, right? Well, what do most traders do? They wait for the pullback, they watch the market go up, oh, I better get in here because it's, and then suddenly that happens. Or maybe even we get a real big pullback and then suddenly they get stopped out and so on and so forth, right? So a bit of a masterclass for you guys today, right? To really help you out. Now let's continue on with the actual market update itself. So a bit of a masterclass to help you guys out when it comes to your own personal trading, when it comes to that as well too, right? So the S&P 500, I do see we're probably likely to break up to an all-time new high, but once again, now look what's happening on the S&P 500, right? What is this? We're now utilizing what? We're now doing what? A big move to the upside. We may even get a last push to the upside, but if you're looking for any long signals right now, when was the right time to go long? After the pullback and then as this market is scooping up, right? So this is the one. This is what's happening through here. So trying to go long the S&P right now. I'm actually expecting a bit of sideways movement soon. Like at least a bit of a pullback or a sideways phase, something like that. Why? Because we've just done all this upward move now. Now I'm expecting something like that, or maybe something like that, and then away we go again, right? So that's what's happening on the S&P 500. If we go look at the YM, the Dow is the strongest one out of the whole lot. And the reason why I believe the Dow is going to be one of the big winners out of here is we can see that one thing I've noticed through time is that whenever we do get these basing out patterns, right? So look at this here. Whenever we do get these periods of nothing going on for a few years, we tend to get a really big breakout. This even happened on gold, right? So if we go back to the gold chart through here, look at this here. We actually spent what? We spent all these years going through here, but why did gold have such a really big move? What was the key for this having a really big trend? It just when the base is out for a few years. It's one of my most favorite patterns. But even on a short-term level basis, right? Look at this here. Nothing. Now this is a weekly chart through here, right? Or this is a daily chart through here. Look at this here. Even when we went sideways through here, and that was probably a good, what, 4 or 5 months of doing nothing, sideways. 4 or 5 months of doing nothing, sideways, big breakout, right? And this is one of the cases where we did nothing, and now we're getting a big breakout, right? So if we go back to the Dow Jones, the good old YM, and this is one of the reasons why, if I'm going even to my actual weekly charts through here, we can see what? We can see that it really didn't do much all through, that was that level all through there, right? As you can see, we just really didn't do much for a few years, and now we're just breaking out. So this chart right now is telling me that we could be getting ready for a really, really, really big move to the upside when it comes to the YM of the markets through here. So let's go look at the good old Nasdaq as well too. So Nasdaq actually had a really, really nice drop to the downside. So Nasdaq 100. And the really interesting thing I always find about this, guys, and this is where, like, whenever you trade in the markets, always look at that big picture, because look at this here. If I draw a trend line from there to there, so this major long-term trend line, bounce here, look where it actually bounced. Let me sink in layout. This is a weekly chart to the left. See where it actually bounced and moved up. It's amazing how this works, right? So keep an eye on those longer term levels that's been happening for the last few years that may be coming into play, because there could be good buying opportunities. Now, for all of you guys that have hung around all this time, I want to share with you the Russell. I personally am in the Russell myself. If you guys know, I've been in the Russell now for quite some time, and I do see Russell is likely to be one of the market that's likely to have a really big move. Hence the reason why I'm actually still in the Russell myself. I'm still in the Russell, right? I got in a while ago. I'm not saying you should get into this one here, because I do have losing trades, guys, right? So I'm not saying you should do anything, right? Because any given one trade, I still have good risk management on there, okay? But I am long the Russell, and I do expect big moves out of the Russell. Why? What have I talked about this entire video, guys? What have I talked about? When the market does nothing for a long time, we're likely to make a big move, right? We've seen that many times. We saw that with my race trade that I'm in right now. We saw it with my gold trade at the start of the year. You see it with all these markets, of how these markets actually work. And then once you understand that foundational of what the simplest, most important things, then guess what? If I'm looking at my weekly chart right now, which I am, and I do the little, we had nothing here, and we've had nothing here. So if we've done nothing, we're probably likely to be starting what? See how it's, do you see what I just said there, guys? If you guys have been watching this for all this time in this video, type in "Go Russell" in the chat box below. Let's just been watching this entire video. I want you to understand what I just said there. I didn't say, well, the PE ratios and the fundamentals and the Japan and the wars and this and that and I said, no. This market's been doing nothing for a long time. We're also starting to develop these higher lows right now as well. And we did nothing for all this time. We're probably likely to be starting a breakout soon. Maybe already happened, to start a really big move, because it's done nothing for a long time. Even through here, right? Nothing for a long time, and we had a nice move on the downside. It just happens time and time again, right? So see, once you start to master just a few simple, powerful concepts, which I do, right? You can really start to utilize this for your advantage. And again, there's opportunities everywhere. So I don't want you to be, I see a lot of people, they say, I'm a lover of this market. I don't love any market. I like to make money. So therefore, if it's an individual stock, like my race trade that you're seeing today, right? If that's going to set up for me to give me a really nice, successful, profitable trade for the next week, which it has so far, right? And it may last a lot longer, for next week or next couple of weeks or next maybe a month or so. Then I'm going to trade that individual stock, right? I don't really care what company it is, as long as it just sets up with my pattern. Well, what's this company and why is this market moving for, right? And if you've been trading the markets for less than 5 years, you're going down that rabbit hole right now. Why? And then why is the market dropping? Why? Right? And you're going down this why, right? And I understand, right? You're going down this path of why is the market doing this? And then guess what? The talking heads have got to come up with some sort of reason. Why is the market crashing? Because of the yield curve? Because they're worried about this? Why? And then suddenly a week later, why is the market at all-time new highs? Why? Right? So just understand these simple concepts, guys. And so therefore, what I see right now on the Russell, this is the start of a really, really big move. Again, I'm in the Russell right now, and I see just extraordinary quality moves coming out of it. Because once again, guys, and it's nothing new, right? We did nothing all through here. We actually did get a breakout, and then we've done nothing again. So guess what's starting right now? See what I'm saying, guys? So you guys can do this, right? You guys can do this. If you're struggling right now with your trading right now, guys, you're probably focusing on all the wrong things, right? And again, this is where like having a coach is so important for you, right? If you're part of my coaching program, you're with me every day. So like I'm showing you what I'm doing, but almost like coaching you through some of the really big, most powerful things out there to focus on, what to actually focus on, what you shouldn't be focusing on. Because if you're focusing on all the wrong things, you're going to be thinking the wrong thinking, you're going to be taking the wrong actions, and it's going to lead to probably what you're doing right now, which is losing a lot of money, blowing up your account, right? And that's where like, guys, I'm telling you right now, it's like if you do actually want to get ahead of the markets, right, you need some sort of coaching there, right? If you're just trying to do this by yourself and try to get lucky, it's like, what are you doing, right? What are you doing? Do you actually want to treat this seriously? Get a coach. Even I have a coach, right? I've had the biggest growth for my own personal trading was me being humble, but then also me actually getting a coach as well too, right? Like to get some sort of coaching and some guidance. Don't do this by yourself, right? Because now, if you're doing this by yourself right now, without any help, you're like, I'm going to do this by myself. You're going down a path that's not going to lead you the right way, right? Because you may spend the next 5 years going down a path of struggling, or to come to realize that you're actually been focusing on all the wrong things all this time because you're trying to guess, right? Instead of saying to someone like me who's been doing it for 20 years, and what I'm showing you on this video is some simple concepts to really help you understand these markets on a deeper level and help you get some sort of rhyme or reason. And it's not a lot of things, actually. It's actually quite a few simple things from there. Moving on now through to the good old gold chart. And just looking at the futures are actually open up quite strong today, actually. So as you can see, the futures are just open up strong. Everything's pretty flat, but the Russell, go Russell, right? It's the one that the Russell is the one that I do see having really good moves. So looking at the gold market from here, guys, look at this here. So gold's actually, this is what's called winning ugly, right? Look at this here. So it is actually going up, but man, it's going up very slowly, isn't it, right? Up, down, up. We did just recently, one of the key levels I'm really focusing on a short-term level here basis, right, is this level all through here. Right, so that level all through there. Oh, what did I just click on? What did I just click on? Oh, there we go. Cool. All right, cool. All right, so I hope I didn't set any orders just then. Anyway, buy, sell, right? So as you can see, we came down to this level of support and we bounced off through there. I wonder what the 5-minute chart looked like at that time. Oh, okay, so I can see that through there, eh? Even on the 5-minute chart, right, guys? 5-minute chart. Why did we have this big move down from here? Check this out. Right? Check this out. Nothing going on. Big move. Even came up through here. Then we had this sideways. We had this breakout and sideways. See what I'm saying through, guys? It's just stair stepping, right? So just understand that one simple concept. Anyway, I just wanted to see what happened through here on the daily to see what was going on through there. So resistance came down, found support, and then we bounced up through here. So really big, really big, strong bounce and an increase to the upside. So that'll be the key level for me, is that if gold does, which I don't see happening, we're very strong on the upside. If gold does break below this level here, which is the 2,480 mark, then it will be probably really pretty bad. It'll be pretty weak for gold, which I don't see. I do see, just by looking at this weekly chart here to the left, that this this move to the upside is probably likely to continue, but it's just been winning ugly. Let's go to the silver market from here as well. And the silver market, the reason why is silver having a really big pickup from here? This, remember I said before, guys, in this video, if you watch this video all the way through, you'll know what. Focus on the weekly chart, and where are we in the weekly chart? Why? Because if you focus on the weekly chart, what is the weekly chart doing through here? Why are we getting such a big strong bounce on this daily chart right now? Because the weekly chart is what? Where's the trend? The moving average is very strong to the upside, right? Which I haven't touched on much in this video, but if we've got a strong moving average on the weekly chart and the market's broken up and now we're doing what? You see that through there? Look at this here. This is just what? This is just, remember I said before about the weekly chart, about the stock market, even about my race trade. If you understand, so this whole thing through here is what? Just a big pullback on that weekly chart before we get going again. See, a lot of people were worried about silver, and I'm just like, silver's probably going to get ready for another move to the upside. Why? What allowed me to call that? What allowed me to say we're getting ready for another move to the upside? Right now, again, when I say get to move to the upside, we're going to have the down days, the up days, the sideways periods. Like it's an overall period, right? Not just a straight up to the upside. So what is that? Strong up, come down, strong moving average. We're probably like and what? See, it's all the same thing, guys. Look at this here. Look at all of that year for 1 year did nothing. Why did we get such a really big move? Why do we get such a big move here? Because we're coming out of a period of doing nothing. So if we're looking for a trade, hint hint, like my race trade, like my gold trade, like these other trades that I do take a lot of trades throughout the entire year, but my most successful trades have this one thing in common. I'm getting in here just as the breakout after it's not doing much, right? So, and that's what I'm seeing through there when it comes to that period from there. And then also, let's go have a look at the good old Bitcoin. And now Bitcoin right now is a bit of a, not too quite sure, right? We did have a move up, but now we're getting a little bit of volatility through here. The overall move is still to the upside. So what could be happening here is that this could just be, look at this here, guys, sideways. This is a weekly chart here, right? So this is probably like 1 year worth of sideways movement. Anyway, up, sideways, up. This is a long extended period of sideways, right? So the moving average is starting to curl over. So one of the things you want to see is we need to break out of this level through here, right? Is this some sort of just sideways movement? So we've got this up, sideways, and then up. Is that what's going to happen? We want to see this. We want to see the Bitcoin chart start to really move to the upside. So anyway, traders, there's a bit of an update for you to start your week off from here. Some really simple things when it comes down to your trading. And just remember, traders, some of the things that I've talked about in this video are some of the most powerful things you can actually really focus on, become good at, and master to capitalize on good trades, right? And really remove a lot of the emotion from what's going on with your trading. And I promise you, if you start to utilize some of the things I've talked about in this video, and not all the wrong things, which is the headline, the media, and why this is happening in the markets, and we try to go to look for YouTube and look for headlines and look for the media, if we don't focus on that, but focus on, well, where are we in the big cycle things on that weekly chart? And if we see where we are, you understand, just like the S&P 500, like I talked about today on the S&P 500, you would know what? You would know that on this weekly chart, we had a very big move up. So we're due for some sort of a pullback anyway, because that's how simple trend analysis works.